Hey there, folks. I'm Dr. Noah Prescott, and for the past 30-plus years, I've been sitting across from patients in my clinic, listening to their stories, reading their lab results, and helping them figure out how to take care of the one pair of organs most people never think about until something goes wrong. I'm talking about your kidneys. Now, before I get into anything, I want to be straight with you because I've seen too many videos online that flash a scary thumbnail and leave good people more confused than when they started. So let me clear the air right up front. If you're a healthy man with no history of kidney disease, the vegetables I'm about to talk about are not your enemy. Not even close. Many of them are on my own plate every single week. But here's the thing, gentlemen. If you're one of the millions of American men over 60 who's already been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, or CKD, or your doctors told you your kidney numbers are creeping in the wrong direction, then what you eat starts to matter in a way it never did before. This video is for you. This is the conversation I wish every one of my patients would have before they sit down to dinner tonight. So stick with me. We're going to count down from 10 to 1. I'll explain the why behind each one, and I'll tell you what to eat instead, because that's the question I get more than any other. At the end, I'll share the one vegetable I see causing the most trouble in folks with kidney issues, and I guarantee you it's probably in your fridge right now. Let's start at number 10. Tomatoes. I know. You're looking at me like I just insulted your grandmother's marinara. Tomatoes are a staple in American kitchens, from the BLT at the diner to the pasta sauce on Sunday dinner. And for a healthy guy, tomatoes are fantastic. They've got lycopene, vitamin C, and they're loaded with flavor. But here's the catch for folks with kidney trouble. Tomatoes are high in potassium. Now, potassium is a mineral your body needs for heart rhythm, muscle function, and nerve signals. When your kidneys are working the way they're supposed to, they filter out the extra potassium and keep everything balanced. But when those kidneys are damaged, they can't keep up. Potassium builds up in the bloodstream, and that's a condition called hyperkalemia. I've had patients come into the ER with irregular heartbeats, weakness in their legs, and even cardiac events, all because potassium climbed too high. And it wasn't the tomato alone. It was the tomato sauce, the ketchup on the burger, the tomato soup for lunch. It adds up fast. If you love tomatoes, talk to your nephrologist about portion size and consider switching to roasted red peppers or cucumbers in your salad. Number 9, potatoes. Now this one hits close to home for a lot of American men. A baked potato with the steak, mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving, French fries at the ball game. I get it. I grew up eating them too. But potatoes are one of the highest potassium foods on the American plate. A single medium-baked potato can have over 800 milligrams of potassium. For a man with early-stage kidney disease who's supposed to stay under 2,000 milligrams a day, that one potato is almost half his daily limit. Now, there's a trick my renal dietitians taught me years ago. It's called leaching. You peel the potato, slice it thin, and soak those slices in warm water for at least 2 hours, or overnight if you can, then drain, rinse, and cook them fresh. You can pull out a good chunk of the potassium that way. But honestly, for most of my patients, I recommend swapping potatoes for cauliflower mash. Season it up with a little butter and garlic, and I promise you, you won't miss it. Turnips and rutabagas work too, and they're a nice throwback for some of you old-school guys who remember your mother cooking them up. Number 8, beets. Beets have had a real moment in the health food world the last few years. Beet juice, beet powder, pickled beets on the salad bar. People are drinking beet juice before they go to the gym because it helps with blood flow and lowers blood pressure. And for the right person, beets are wonderful. But beets are loaded with something called oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds in plants, and in most folks, the body handles them just fine. But for men who are prone to kidney stones or who already have kidney disease, oxalates are a real problem. Oxalates bind with calcium in your urine and form those little crystals that grow into kidney stones. And let me tell you, fellas, if you've ever passed a kidney stone, you don't need me to tell you twice. I've had grown men, tough guys, combat veterans, tell me it was the worst pain of their lives. So if you've got a history of stones or CKD, go easy on the beets. Cucumbers, zucchini, and yellow squash are great low oxalate swaps. And drink plenty of water. I tell every patient, if your urine isn't pale yellow, you're not drinking enough. Number 7, sweet potatoes. Here's where a lot of folks get confused. Sweet potatoes have been marketed for years as a health food, and for a healthy person, they really are. They've got vitamin A, fiber, antioxidants. At Thanksgiving, it's sweet potato casserole time. But for the men in my practice with kidney disease, sweet potatoes are just as problematic as white potatoes, sometimes more so. They're extremely high in potassium. And a lot of my patients, when they get their CKD diagnosis, they think, well, I'll just switch from regular potatoes to sweet potatoes and I'll be healthier. And then I see their lab results 3 months later and their potassium is through the roof and they can't figure out why. If you love sweet potato, same rules apply. Small portions, leach them in water, boil them and dump the water out and keep an eye on everything else you're eating that day. Carrots, butternut squash in small amounts, and turnips are your friend here. Number 6, avocados. I know. Every guy in America has been told to eat more avocado for the last 10 years. Put it on your toast, put it in your salad, make yourself a nice guacamole. An avocado is a great food. It's got heart-healthy monounsaturated fats, and for a man watching his cholesterol, I love it. But avocados are surprisingly high in potassium. One medium avocado can have over 700 milligrams of potassium, which is more than a banana. A lot of my patients have no idea. They've been told avocado is a superfood, and they're eating half an avocado every day with breakfast, and their kidneys are paying the price. If you've got kidney disease and you love avocado, talk to your doctor about having just a quarter of one a couple times a week instead of daily. And if your kidneys are truly healthy, by all means, enjoy. Number 5, kale. The trendy darling of the health food world for the past decade. Kale smoothies, kale chips, kale salads. And for the right person, kale is a powerhouse. But it's a double whammy for kidney patients. It's high in oxalates, which means stones. And it's high in potassium, which means hyperkalemia risk. I've had patients come in proud of themselves for drinking a big green smoothie every morning, full of kale and spinach and banana, and they can't understand why their numbers are getting worse. Because that smoothie, made with good intentions, is a nightmare for a damaged kidney. If you need your leafy greens, and you should get them, I recommend romaine lettuce, iceberg lettuce, green cabbage, or bok choy. They give you the fiber and the volume on your plate without hammering your kidneys. Number 4, Swiss chard. Same family as spinach and beets and same problems. High oxalates, high potassium. Swiss chard has been showing up in a lot of restaurants lately, sautéed up as a fancy side dish, and if you're healthy, go for it. But for my CKD patients, I steer them clear. Again, romaine, arugula in moderation, and iceberg lettuce are much safer choices. Iceberg lettuce gets a bad rap as being nutritionally empty, but for someone with kidney disease, it's actually one of the best salad greens you can eat. Number 3, rhubarb. Now this one's a bit of an old-school American favorite, strawberry rhubarb pie. Your grandma used to grow it in the backyard. Rhubarb jam. But rhubarb has some of the highest oxalate levels of any food on the planet. I mean, the leaves are actually toxic, which most people know. But even the stalks that we eat are loaded with oxalates. If you've got kidney issues or a history of stones, I'd skip it altogether. Satisfy that tart fruit craving with berries, apples, or pears instead. And if grandma left you the rhubarb pie recipe, hand it down to somebody with healthy kidneys. Number 2, Brussels sprouts. These had a big comeback in the last 15 years. People used to hate them because they were boiled into mush. But roasted Brussels sprouts with bacon and balsamic, that's restaurant food now, and they're nutrient-dense. Vitamin C, vitamin K, fiber, antioxidants, all good stuff for a healthy guy. But they're high in potassium. Not as high as potatoes, but high enough that if you're piling them on your plate every night, you're going to see it on your labs. If you want a low-potassium alternative, green beans are your best friend. They give you that crunchy, savory vegetable on the plate, but with a fraction of the potassium. Bell peppers and carrots work great too. And now, number 1, the vegetable I see causing more trouble for my kidney patients than any other. Spinach. Popeye's favorite, the so-called superfood. You've been told your whole life to eat your spinach, and for most healthy folks, that's fine advice. But spinach has one of the highest oxalate contents of any common vegetable, and it's also packed with potassium. It's the 1-2 punch. If you've got kidney disease or you're prone to stones, spinach is about the worst leafy green you can eat. I cannot tell you how many patients I've had who were trying to eat healthier, switched from iceberg to spinach salads, and watched their kidney function decline over the next 6 months. It's heartbreaking because they thought they were doing the right thing. For leafy greens, when you've got kidney concerns, stick with romaine, iceberg, cabbage, or arugula in small amounts. These will give you the green in your diet without the damage. Now, before I wrap up, I want to address something head-on because I know some of you watching are thinking it. You're thinking, Doc, every video I watch tells me something different. One guy says eat spinach, another guy says don't. Who do I believe? And I hear you. That's a fair question. So let me tell you where I'm coming from. In 30-plus years of practice, I've watched hundreds of men walk into my clinic with kidney disease, and I've watched what works and what doesn't. What works is moderation. What works is knowing your numbers. What works is partnering with a real live nephrologist and a real live renal dietitian who can look at your specific labs, your specific stage of disease, your specific medications, and tell you exactly what you need. This video, or any video on the internet, is not a substitute for that. What I'm giving you here is the general playbook for men with CKD. But your body is your body, and your doctor is your quarterback. I also want to say this, loud and clear. If you're a healthy man with healthy kidneys, a lot of the vegetables I mentioned today, spinach, kale, avocados, sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, those are actually great for you. Don't stop eating them because of a YouTube video, mine or anyone else's. The concerns I'm raising here apply to folks with diagnosed kidney disease or a history of kidney stones. Know where you stand. Get your blood work done once a year at your annual physical. Ask your doctor about your creatinine, your GFR, your potassium. If those numbers are good, keep doing what you're doing. Now, for those of you who are dealing with CKD, here's the hopeful part. Because I don't want to leave you feeling like everything's off the menu. There is a whole world of kidney-friendly vegetables that taste great and fit into an American table just fine. Cauliflower is my #1 recommendation. You can mash it, roast it, rice it, steam it. It's versatile, low in potassium, low in oxalate, and it fills you up. Green beans, cabbage, bell peppers, cucumbers, lettuce, onions, garlic, carrots in moderation, radishes, and yellow squash. These are all safe harbors for you. Build your plate around these. Add a good lean protein, maybe some grilled chicken or baked fish, a small portion of white rice or pasta, and you've got a meal that won't hurt your kidneys. I also want to talk about the things that matter just as much as what vegetables you eat. Salt. American men eat way too much salt. Between the canned soups, the frozen dinners, the restaurant meals, the deli meats, most of my patients are getting 3,000 to 4,000 milligrams of sodium a day when they should be under 1,500. Read the labels, gentlemen. Sodium is hiding everywhere. And when you cut the salt, your blood pressure comes down and your kidneys get a break. Water. I cannot stress this enough. Most of you aren't drinking enough. I tell my patients to aim for 6 to 8 glasses of plain water a day, unless your doctor has you on a fluid restriction. Water dilutes the oxalates and helps your kidneys do their job. Protein. This one's tricky. You need some protein to maintain muscle as you age, and I don't want you losing muscle mass. That's a whole other problem for older men. But too much protein is hard on damaged kidneys. Work with your doctor to find the right amount. Usually it's less than you think. And finally, stay on top of your medications, blood pressure meds, diabetes meds. If you're on them, take them every single day. Uncontrolled high blood pressure and diabetes are the 2 leading causes of kidney failure in this country. If you've got those conditions, managing them is the single most important thing you can do for your kidneys, more important than any vegetable decision you'll ever make. Look, gentlemen, I've been doing this a long time. I've seen men in their 70s and 80s reverse stage 3 kidney disease through diet and lifestyle changes. I've seen guys who got their diagnosis and thought it was a death sentence, and 5 years later, they're out there golfing with their grandkids and their numbers are better than when we started. Your kidneys are more resilient than you think, especially if you give them a chance. What you put on your plate matters. How much water you drink matters. Whether you take your blood pressure pill every morning matters. And working with a real doctor who knows you, not just some voice on the internet, matters most of all. If you found this helpful, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. It helps other men find the video. Share it with your brother, your buddy at church, the guy at the barbershop who's been complaining about his kidney numbers. And if you want more honest, straight talk advice from 30 years of clinical practice, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one. Next week, I'm putting out a video on the 10 best vegetables for kidney health, the ones I actually recommend to my patients. So make sure you come back for that. Take care of yourselves, gentlemen. Your kidneys have been working hard for you every single day of your life. It's time to return the favor. I'll see you in the next video.